is Merida. She actually came from here originally, and she was rescued away back in 2014 when this place was shut down. And she was totally skin and bone and in a very bad way. And she's been very nervous since, and we've gradually brought her, taken us 4 years to get her really to the stage where we can actually now work with her, and you can see she's as friendly as. She's a great girl. So this girl here is called Ace, and she's a 14 hands Connemara, show jumping pony. Seemingly she's done really well for herself in the past. She came across from Ireland about 2016, but we reckon she must have had an accident on the boat. She was passed around a lot of dealers, and she just was bucking everybody off. She was quite aggressive in her behaviour, as in like getting people off, just wouldn't tolerate anybody on her. So a lady very kindly bought her from the dealers and brought her here and donated her to us. We had a chiropractor come and look at her, and there was so much wrong with this girl. She was in pain everywhere. So all that got fixed, and within about 3 days we had a different horse in her hands. And she still didn't want much to do with people at all, but she was just far calmer. She started eating, she started relaxing. And then we turned her away in the hill here for the first winter, and that just really gave her time to just relax, be a horse and become herself. And as time went on, she's just got better and better and better. She's now back in work, although not very much because we haven't got enough time and volunteers for her at the moment. So again, she's just back to being chilling out and being a pony on the hill. And hopefully next year she'll be up for rehoming, but at the moment she's staying put. She's up for sponsoring, so if anybody would like to sponsor her, please get in touch with us here at the 3 R's. Here we have Winston. We call him Uncle Winston because all the foals tend to spend their life with Winston, and this wee boy here is called Ghost. And Ghost is just, well, they're all stunningly beautiful, but Ghost is exceptionally beautiful. So he's got the most gorgeous blue eyes and the most fabulous black eyeliner. Obviously spent ages getting his makeup on this morning, didn't you, darling? And he's been the most confident foal. He's been like this for day one. And this wee boy here, he's called Casper, but you can see he's just not as confident. But Ghost has been incredible. So, and Winston, he just lives in your pocket. Now, he didn't used to. When he first came, he was as wild as a heather, and he was as fat as a bull. In fact, that's what we called him. We called him the bull. So this is him. And he's 2, coming 3, and he's about to start being taught how to be a driving pony. That's the kind of first plan with him before he gets too big and too strong. We will do that with him, and then he can start to be ridden next year. So he's a great boy, he really is. He's a right favourite here at the 3 R's. A lot of people remember Winston, and Ghost for that matter. Ghost seems to have an itchy bum and an itchy head. What are you doing? What are you doing? So we're actually looking for sponsors for Ghost. So we are, and for Winston for that matter, because he'll have another year here, I would imagine, before he can be rehomed. And Ghost will need sponsors because he'll going to have to have his operation in about another 2 or 3 months' time, hopefully, or spring next year, really, I should say, isn't it? That's an unfortunate thing. If it's a wee filly that's born up here, it can run with its mum. But if it's a wee colt, a wee boy, then it needs to be taken away when it's about 6 months, just so that we don't breed anymore. And this wee girl here is called Callie. And she was found in the shed. And she wasn't even one, she was terrified of everything outdoors. And people, everything just terrified the life out of her. So she's spent a good couple of years up here. She's now 3, coming 4. And she's as confident as anything now. And again, she will make an absolutely fabulous kids pony, won't you, darling? Yes. So she's just a lovely ornament at the moment, until such times as we find time to work with her. And this lovely wee boy here, this wee fluff bucket, he's called Major Tom. Typically walks away. This lovely wee boy here, we've named him Major Tom, and his markings are incredible. He's going to be quite a tiny wee boy, so he is. But he's just like a wee fluffy teddy bear. So he was born in June as well. Quite interested in the dog. So he's stunningly beautiful. And this wee boy here, I think, is Jordy. No, that's not Jordy, that's Casper. That must be Jordy. Jordy! Hi, it is. So this is our firstborn over here, Jordy. He was born on the 1st of May this year. Totally ignoring everybody. Again, another wee boy, wee colt. So I'm interested to see how his life progresses as well. He's coming for a wee look. Him and his wee sidekick here, this is Minimus. And Minimus is an American miniature horse, he's not a Shetland. And he's a right character. He shouldn't really be up here, but him and the rest of the Shetlands took themselves on walkabout a couple of weeks ago, so they've been up here for a wee while. So we will bring them back down shortly. And there we have Major Tom having a wee feed from his mum. We've named his mum Ziggy, and that's how he got the name Major Tom. We can talk to Casper. This is another one of our boys. This is Casper. Casper just loves a good rub up against the Land Rover. And they also love chasing Monty. But the foals are getting independent enough now that they spend a lot of time away from mum. And they actually spend a lot of time in Winston's company here, so we've called him Uncle Winston. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because he's I don't know if he's a good influence or a bad influence, but however, he's a lovely boy. That's why poor Ralph, our Land Rover, has got so many modifications. Right up to the very point at the top of the hill, that's where the horses have got to run. There's about 110 acre up here, and there's plenty of shelter, plenty of feeding and plenty of water for them up here. And it's a lovely natural environment for them. They just thrive. And then on a lazy day they can look at the views over the Solway Firth. This is Meryl. She's another one of the babies from the Merrick 7. We found her and Merrick in the sort of yard, or whatever you want to call it, shed. Again, they were abandoned. So we brought them with us, and it turned out that her mum was one of them that was on the Merrick Hill. And her mum was absolutely skin and bone, so mum couldn't feed her, and she was far too young to be taken away from mum. So she had to have a lot of vitamins and minerals and a bit of hand feeding before she was strong enough to come up onto the hill. So she's matured really, really nicely, and we were lucky last week that she's actually got a new home. So our home is busy being vetted at the moment, and we're hoping to have her move to our new home within the next couple of weeks. So a really good ending for Meryl here. Well, not an ending, a very good start for Meryl. And I'm really tough because they've decided to keep her name as Meryl as well. So this girl, she's been very lucky. And this little girl over here, this is Daisy. And Daisy is 30. So Daisy is just here, spending the rest of her life having a nice time, aren't you, darling? So she actually came here with her daughter. Her daughter is called Zena, and she's now 6 years old. And Zena is busy being backed at the moment and trained, and Daisy is just up here enjoying being a horse. So she is. She's just fairly chilled out, the girl. But if anybody would like an old girl as a companion, then we can certainly offer Daisy. But we're quite happy to have her here as well. And this beautiful girl here's called Marty. And Marty came from a yard down south. She had behaviour issues. She was quite aggressive, really didn't like people very much at all, and thought she could just clunk them on the head with her front feet and that would be the end of things. So she was turned away up here, and the good thing about being up here in a natural herd, the horses actually sort out a lot of the aggression for us. So she has been put in her place by the majority of them up here, and she's now learnt her place in life. So she's fairly calm and content. My daughters have had her in and rode her as well, and she's been absolutely fine. But again, it's just lack of time with us. We haven't got enough volunteers that are at the riding level that can ride Marty here yet. So it really is just down to my 2 daughters at the moment, until such times as we either get somebody else or we're convinced that she can go on to one of our other volunteers. But in the meantime, she comes to no harm up here. She's having a lovely time. And this wee girl round here is Pepsi. And Pepsi was one of the first foals that were born here. She's now 2. She came up from Wales. Wales had a big problem way back in 2016 with ponies being abandoned and things, and her mum was one of the ones that were abandoned. So Pepsi was born here, so she's not had a bad thing happen to her in her life, and she's just great fun, and she's absolutely beautiful. So she's now 2, she'll be 3 next year, so ready to start an education with a lovely new family. If anybody would like a lovely... She's not going to grow that big actually. I think she'll be about maybe 13 hands maximum when she does fully mature. But she's great character, full of fun, and always first to the jeep. Very beautiful. But you certainly couldn't have done this with Marty when we first were introduced to Marty. She just really wanted to kick her head in, really, didn't she? Or jump on her head, whatever happened first. But now she doesn't.
Cheers.
Eh? Meryl.
Windy liquor.
Windy liquor. But this wee darling here, this is Cleo. And Cleo is a wee standard Shetland. And she's actually found a new home, and she's going off this week, hopefully, to her new home as she goes off here. She's actually 24-year-old. She's been a pony club pony. She's been there and done it all, and she's actually going to be away to be a companion now, which is what she deserves, because she's had a really good, she's had a, not a hard life, but a good life, but she's about time she retired. This is Bert. Bert actually belongs to me, and he was bought for me for my birthday. No, he was a Christmas present. He was my Christmas present a few years ago, from a local breeder, Susan and Kenny Calvert from down in Dalbeattie. He's an absolute gem. He's a standard Shetland, and Susan and Kenny gave me, well, we actually bought my other Shetland from them a couple of years before. So my plan is that I'm going to have 2 that are going to drive the cart as a pair. So this is Bert, and Gus is away down there. So yep, that's my plan for this year. Well, this year coming, I should say, that this we're going to do. So he's a wee honey, aren't you, Bert? And they look very identical, the 2 of them. And then we've got young Kobe here. What a measuring Kobe. So Kobe's one of our wee geldings, the same age. No, he's 3. Sorry, the same age as Pepsi. So yes, he'll be 2 coming 3, and he's now a gelding, so he's allowed to socialise up here with everybody else, and he's just great fun. He's just dead nosy. He's needing to start doing some boundary work, because you can see he just wants to stand be in your pocket. But again, for anybody that wants a kid's pony, he will be absolutely ideal. So obviously needs training from the very beginning, but he's friendly enough. And our policy here as well, if we can't walk up to a horse and just slip a head collar on, then in our opinion it's not ready to work. So as you can see with these ones, I could tie them in knots, never mind put a head collar on, so they're all ready to do something, whether it be the agility, or whether it be for the cart, or whether it be riding ponies. They've all got a fantastic future in front of them. Haven't you, Pepsi? Yes, you have. And that's all we have here.